Okay, hello everybody. For this standard, you're going to be fluently multiplying multi-digit whole numbers using the standard algorithm, which basically means you're going to learn how to multiply several numbers, whole numbers, the way your parents learned how to do it, easier and faster way. You learned how to do some of this last year using partial products, like this example right here, 32 times 19. So in partial products, we take, of course, the one of the factors down here, and we multiply 9 times 2. 9 times 2 gives us 18, and we record that here. Then we're going to take 9 and multiply it by 3, but this is 3 tens, so it's really 30. And 9 times 30 will give us 270, which, 9 times 3 is 27, and then we add the 0. You learned some of this last year, too. Then we're going to take the 1, which is in the tens place, and multiply it by the 2, which is in the ones place. And you get an answer of 20, and you record that down here as well. Then we're going to take that 10 and multiply it times the 3, which stayed in the tens place, which is 30. We know that 10 times 30 is 300, because 1 times 3 is 3. We got 2 zeros, and you get that answer. And then you add according to place value, and you should get an answer of 608. You also learn how to multiply using the area model and breaking up the number once again. So if we take 78 and 65, we're going to start with the 78 and break it up into two compatible numbers, which in this case we're going to take 70 plus 8 on the top side. Then we're going to take 65 and break it up into two compatible numbers as well, which will be 60 plus 5. And then we do what we did. Now it's easier to multiply because we know that 6 times 7 is 42. We're going to record that and add the 2 zeros at the end. Then after that, you move on to 60 times 8, and you do 6 times 8 first, which gives you 48. And let me erase this 8 right here because you can't really tell it's an 8. And try to do it a little better. Now I have 48, and I add the 0 at the end. Then we go on to the next set of numbers, which is 7 times 5. 70 times 5, and 7 times 5 is 35. And then we add the 0, and we get 350. And then we finish up by doing 8 times 5. And of course, you learned last year to add all of your answers up, and you get 4,200 plus 480 plus 350 plus 40. And you add them all up, and you get your product for 78 times 65. And you should come up with an answer of 5,070. And these are the two ways you learned how to multiply last year. You used the area model, and you should have used partial products. It's basically breaking up the numbers and using compatible numbers or numbers that are easy to multiply to get your answer. Okay, this year you're going to be doing it a little bit different, but it's really still the same. I like to use a workspace on this side, so to record my work, this is what I'm thinking. So we take 5 times 8, we get 40, okay? And we're going to carry the 4. So we're using it with multiplying without using area model or partial products. Then we're going to take 5 times 7, and we get 35. But instead of jotting down 35, we're going to add the 4 that we carried over, those 4. And then we have 39. And since we have nothing to carry over now, we just jot 39 down. Then we're going to go on to the next number, which is the 6, but this one is in the tens place. And you're going to do something different. Please keep this in mind that we're going to put here a 0. And there's a reason why we're going to put here a 0, because there's, it's going kind of slow on me. I apologize for that. But this is called, some teachers do not want you to call this a placeholder, but this is what it is, because you already multiplied the 5, which is in the ones place, times the 8 and the 7. Now you're going to go to the 6 and multiply it times the 8 and the 7, but the 6 is in the tens place, so we don't start in the ones place. We're going to start in the tens place. So we're going to record 6 times 8 now, And because we put our placeholder, now the first number that we put under the 9 will be in the correct place because it's going to be 48. But it's not going to be 48 ones, it's going to be 48 tens. So we're going to do 6 times 8 equals 48. And I'll let this, oh, here it is. 48, we put the 8 down and carry the 4. And then we'll go on to the next number, which is 6 times 7, which will give us 42. But we carried a 4, so we're going to add that 4 to it, and now we have 46. There's no other number that we needed to regroup to, so we're now going to go ahead and jot it down here, and we get our answer, or our numbers we can add. And we add by place value, get 17 here, 10 here, carry the 1, and we have 5, which is, our answer is 5,070. So this is the way your parents learned how to multiply. I didn't break up the number like you guys did last year. We are not used to, using partial products or doing the area model. But the main big thing this year here is that you remember this placeholder. If you do that, you will be successful in this. And like I said, this workspace right here is just like what you're thinking as you do it. You don't necessarily have to do that, but if it helps you, you can use that workspace to do your work and jot down your thinking. All right, so we're going to start this problem. This one is a 5 by 2 number. We're going to take 3 times 5, and we are going to get 15. After that, we're going to do 3 times 1 and get 3, but we're going to add the 1 that we carried over, and we get an answer of 4. So there's nothing to regroup, so we just jot the 4 down. Then we go to 3 times 4. 3 times 4 is 12. And notice that this is a 2-digit product, so we're going to put the 2 down and regroup the 1. Now we can multiply 3 times 2 and get an answer of 6. But we have to add the 1, and we get 7. And go ahead and record that right here. Now we do 3 times 3, and the answer is 9. No other number to carry it over to, so we're going to put the 9 down. And we're done with multiplying 3 times 32,415. Now we're going to take the 4 and multiply by 32,415, but the 4 is in the tens place. So that's why we put the placeholder. And now we can start multiplying 4 times 5. 4 times 5 is 20. And we're going to record our 0 here and put our 2 up here. And now we can start with 4 times 1. The big thing here is to keep track of what you have multiplied, where you carry over or regroup, and then just continue multiplying like you're used to doing. And we go ahead and record that 6 down here. Now we're going to take 4 times 4 and get an answer of 16. Jot down the 6 and carry the 1. And then we're going to do 4 times 2 and get 8. And add that 1 that we regrouped, and we get an answer of 9. And we record it right below this other 9. And then finally we take 4 times 3, and you're going to get an answer of 12. No numbers to carry anymore, so we're going to put the 12 here and then add our 2 answers. Let me rewrite this 2 a little better. Put the 2 down. Go ahead and add. We have 5, 4, 6 plus 2, 8, 7 plus 6, 13, 9, 9, 18, plus 1 more, 19. And we get 3, and put the 1. Then we do use place value, count 3, put a comma, and count another 3 places, and put a comma. And our answer is 1,393,845. And very important that we remember that placeholder. If it's not there, remember the numbers are going to be off. So a few things to remember about multiplying multi-digit whole numbers. You have done this before, you've multiplied. You're now learning how to do it a little faster. The placeholder is very important, and that you do not forget it. In the workspace, it will help you keep track, or help you keep your work organized. So if you want to do that, basically, I'm basically just showing what you're thinking as you work the problem out. So use it if it works. If not, okay, drop it. And now here you're gonna try it. You're gonna try these next three problems. They're different. Um, so give it a shot. See what you think. The answers are on the next three slides. Good job finishing this video. Make sure you come back. We're gonna add some more if more haven't been added yet. But we are going to rock it. All right. Take care.